Certainly in those primary grades, right? Giving students those early introductions to money, having them hold coins in their hand or pretend to go to the grocery store. But certainly there's a need for it at the secondary level too. I assume not to put words in your mouth, but I assume by that age, we want to give kids an exposure to like what the difference is between a checking account and a savings account is, some basics of investing and taxes, filing taxes, things like that. And I would imagine the secondary grades is more the place for that. So what are you seeing on the front lines in terms of how schools are doing with the older grades?
They're doing good, and they're tapping into some of the networks that already exist. National organizations like Junior Achievement and Jumpstart are really coming to schools to say, hey, we know you have some new requirements. Here's all of our materials. How can we be helpful for you doing this? And they're putting into place this requirement of a half of semester of financial literacy education in order to graduate. And that allows these high school students to talk a little bit about earning money, what happens when you get a paycheck, the different types of banking accounts, a little bit about taxes, and quite a bit about credit, because a lot of the advocates are really wanting to make sure that once these young people are 18 and eligible to get credit cards, a car loan, a fill in the blank, that they understand at least the basics so that they don't get themselves in trouble unknowingly.
Yeah. I mean, especially, I mean, all of us former college students, remember that first week you go to campus and, you're walking through the university center of the breezeway. And what are there? A ton of tables with like every bank that is just trying to rope you into your first credit card before you
Yep.
have any idea what a credit score is. And so, yeah, you want to make sure those kids are prepared for that moment when they step onto campus and know, oh, maybe I shouldn't futz with my credit so early before I have the ability to pay those bills off.
Right. Or at least not for a
Yeah.
frisbee.
Or at
Like, get
least
something
not
better
for a
for it.
frisbee. Absolutely right. Or if you're fortunate to have one of those parents that give you that emergency credit card when you start college, like don't rack up that bill and ruin your parents' life. That's really really important stuff. And I do like that you noted that there are some great tools that are already available that many schools are using to help supplement their existing financial literacy platform.